Thank you, Mark. That was excellent. On the last panel, the topic came up of our industry being a small world, and it's definitely true. Mark and I had coffee. We live about 10 minutes from each other in Scottsdale, and it turns out he's friends with Jeff Hoffman. He's friends with Mitzi Perdue, who he mentioned, who's spoken at our events many times. Joe Polish is invested with me in one asset, and Joe Polish is good friends with Paul DeJorio, as well as Mark. So definitely small circles. When I was meeting with Mark for coffee, one thing stood out right away is he described a situation where somebody turned him down, going to 150 publishers, and then also turned him down on getting distribution after that. And he said, no, you don't understand. I make things happen. It's not whether the idea is going to happen or not. I'm the person who makes things happen. And it's his massive action that makes things happen. You hear Grant Cardone talk about that. You hear Mark Cuban talk about that. And I think it's definitely true, and I can see that in him. Also, we talked earlier about building a relationship, and a real relationship. We heard that on the pro athlete panel. We heard that on the $500 million, billion dollar plus family office panel. And what I found is that when you have things in common that can't be faked, then it builds a relationship very quickly. And when I was meeting with Mark, he said that one of the most important things is to pass on values to the next generation. So I brought out my phone and showed him my YouTube channel of my 9-year-old in Vienna, Austria, where I was doing a Centimillionaire event with Joel Nagel, who's here in the room, by the way. And I brought my daughter there, and we recorded a video where she recited our family values, and she decided to clean my ear in the middle of the recording for some reason. I just left it on there because I thought it was funny. But I showed that to Mark, and he's like, hey, send me that video. I want to share that with my family. That's great. And there's no way for me to fake that had happened. And by bringing my daughter to Vienna, Austria, Joel Nagel said twice, like, I did this with my kids all the time. And I brought my other daughter to Joel Nagel's other event in South Beach just 2 weeks ago in Miami Beach. And so those types of things that you can't fake and that you're aligned with the other person mean the most, because it's not just saying, oh yeah, I like, the Red Sox too, or something like that. That's really thin and surface level. So I just appreciate that and thank Mark for spending his time here. A couple quick notes. One important point that came out today, have a one-liner that's super clear and compelling. It has hard numbers in it. It needs to be in one sentence to get people's attention, whether you're an investor or raising capital. We want you to see this investor club as a perpetual learning machine. I script the questions for every discussion panel. Sometimes the moderator will half ignore them and ask what they're curious about, but I want it to be interesting for me after coming to all these events, so we hope that we're keeping it very interesting for you. Tomorrow, we have just as many speakers on stage as you saw today. We're going to have the fireside chat with Joel Nagel in the afternoon, and we have another 40-some investors and speakers on stage. We also just booked Jeff Hoffman, who's a billionaire, creator of the airport check-in kiosk, one of the first investors in Booking.com, to be doing a fireside chat with us at our Beverly Hills Super Summit, which is March 5th and 6th. So we hope you'll join us there. One thing that we're trying to focus on in our investor club is to create a river of investors coming through our club, and we see it as building up these tributaries of pro athletes. So we're interviewing 100 pro athletes and asking them 5 questions each. You saw 6 of them on stage earlier today. I thought that was a great panel. Sugar Ray Leonard's son, Ray Jr., is here with us today, and part of his team is here. They're going to be helping us with some of that, as well as Tracy from the Players Impact. Unfortunately, was ill today, but she has 800 professional athletes in her network. Another tributary is just other investor clubs. Left Field Investors is here. We're a minority owner in that investor club with 1,800 investors, and we have 23 investors from that investor club here at the event and leaders from that investor club here. We have Forrest Bryant here from High Speed Alliance, who has 100+ doctors and dentists. So we see all these different tributaries creating a river of investors coming through our club, and the more that we can do a good job at that, then the better it is probably for everyone here in the room, and we all learn together. And this should be a perpetual learning machine for you, not just our team, but we feel like if we do it for ourselves selfishly, that it's going to be that for you as well. And like we started out the day, if you come away today with more structures, strategies, peers you want to keep in touch with, a JV partner, a peer you want to tag yourself against in terms of how fast you're learning and growing and innovating, hopefully you leave this event inspired and energized and seeing that there's a lot of people getting amazing things done and moving forward, while most of the media that tries to come into your brain is relatively negative or nonsense. Dan Sullivan is one of my mentors. He says that there's 2 types of knowledge in the world. There's specialized knowledge and there's worthless knowledge. So we're trying to get you as much specialized knowledge as possible during these 3 days. I think you've seen that it's fast moving as promised in the morning. I think that the AV team did an amazing job. Rachel and Vanessa did a great job getting all the high quality speakers on stage, and I appreciate your attention throughout the day. So don't forget about the social media contest. Tag us on there for a chance to win a pair of noise canceling Beat headphones that we're going to select on Thursday. And other than that, we are going to be serving cocktails now for networking. So please enjoy the networking time. We start at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so you can wake up, get your exercise on the beach. Sure, we know some of you are going to have so much fun tonight. You need us to start at 10 a.m. But either way, we'll see you tomorrow morning here at 10 a.m. for another day of the Family Office Super Summit. Thank you, everyone.
To listen to this full panel, join the Family Office Club by visiting familyoffices.com. We look forward to seeing you at our next live event.